And we have the High Priestess. You may be focused mentally on listening to your intuition, trying to form good judgments, and also self-care may be high on the list of mental things that are happening in your life, of trying to just get like recentered. I see this card as prayer, meditation, enjoy doing activities that put you in the flow. And in the flow, I mean, you can just immerse yourself in something where you feel really connected, whether you're some type of artist, creator of some sort, if you run, if you bake, if you whatever, but that just makes you feel like this is my thing. My brain kind of turns off and I go into this amazing autopilot mode. I just see someone like maybe working with clay or something. They don't even have to really look at it. It's all, their fingers just know the right places and how to move, and the flow of it all together, and using their energy to create something. Now, if you're not a creator and that doesn't make sense to you, this can just simply be giving yourself more time to focus on yourself. This may be a hot bubble bath, alone time to kind of turn off the brain and unplug a little bit, time to seek your own inner knowledge. Like she has a scroll here, she has her moon under the foot. And sometimes this can be playing middleman, because these are two, you can see, maybe call them polarities here, that she's in between. So sometimes this energy can be trying to see a larger picture, having a greater understanding, listening to your gut response about these two opposing or very differing aspects that you may have to deal with. I think that's an absolutely beautiful card to come out in your mental space, especially with Seek Beauty. Being in this kind of mindset may very well be opening your eyes to some of the beauty and wonder around us, because it's a shift in perspective, I think. So let's pull a card for your physical space. So this is the Seven of Cups, and this card is a cup. The cups are more so our emotional space, but that may be affecting our physical space in a way that there's a lot of options here. I always think of this guy standing at a vending machine, unsure which one he's going to choose, weighing the options. Okay, what's for me, what's not? I don't know. It's kind of a pause, sometimes some indecision happening in your physical space. This may just be sorting out some physical attachments to things and what's for me and what's not, and taking a pause and like, I'm not really attached to that anymore, or I'm more attached to this thing now. And this may play a role in your mental space as well, of getting more connected with what truly suits you and how you want to spend your time and what makes you feel good, what puts you in that flow. I don't take this card as a negative card, but it can be an irritating energy to deal with, because especially if you don't like being indecisive, and you really want a crystal clear, like, yep, this is where I need to be, or this is what I need to be doing, and so on and so forth. I would just use these energies together wisely. If you are in a position where you're faced with a lot of options, or you're not sure which way you want to go, or you're not sure what one feels better to you, take time. Like I said, prayer, meditation, physical activity, whatever it is that puts you in that state, it just kind of opens our brains up to kind of remove our emotions, remove our physical body from it, and just lets our spirit, if you will, communicate to us, our subconscious communicate to us what our true feelings are or our true connections are, so we can make better choices. Let's pull a card for your emotional space now. Page of Swords. Yeah, this is wanting to be decisive, wanting to be very like analytical and decisive. Like, that word's really coming through right now. The swords are our thought processes and being very crystal clear, but he's a page, so this is a younger, a little more immature, or not immature, well, yeah, immature, but just in a maybe a little too quick with the tongue, acts or thinks impulsively a little bit, rushed. It's just that young, enthusiastic kind of energy that can sometimes put us in a mode of acting hastily. So again, emotionally, you may like, I need to make a decision. I gotta make this quick. This has to happen right now. I need to be really logical. And this is a logic card coming out in our emotional space. So this may be devoid of some emotions. It's like these two should be switched, but they're not. So it may be a little confusing right now, or you have an impatient. I feel like he's impatient. He's ready to go. Let's make it happen. But really, I just keep coming back to this card of getting recentered. Like, no, I need to take my time. And the more in tune with myself I get, the less likely these are going to be an issue, and I can be clear and decisive in my actions. Let's pull a card for your spiritual space. And the Star and, oh geez, what is it? The Five of Swords. The Star is a renewal. I see her as like very fresh face. Like, some stuff has happened, some things have been amiss or askew, and this is what, like, that restorative energy of like, okay, yep, that happened, but I have come to a point where I'm done holding on to things or being controlled by things or whatever, and I'm going to turn and face the world with a renewed willingness to participate, willingness to connect, what have you. This card is sometimes referred to as the bully card, but he is obviously victorious. It's just, it makes you worry about these people in the background. Like, was this just? Was this fair? They look very beat up. They, and he looks kind of arrogant in this picture. Spiritually speaking, when a renewal happens and we're feeling very energized to re-engage, so if you're very energized to reopen a spiritual chapter in your life, whether it's going to a new organization or getting re-involved in your church or spiritual practice or interacting with people that you resonate with spiritually, when you're in that kind of mode, sometimes you're so fresh-faced and eager and ready to go that you can be perceived in this kind of bully state by others. Like, I've got my stuff together. What's wrong with you? Or, telling people how they should live and how they should fix their life. And so if you are feeling renewed this month in your spiritual life, in your spiritual practice, and feeling, connected to your soul, whatever words make sense for you there, I would be mindful to not come across as an all-knowing ass to people in your life. It's okay to feel amazing where you are, and yes, you should absolutely let that light shine through you. But I would be careful with how you may be making others feel like they're less than you because they're not feeling the energy you're feeling right now. They may not be in a space of renewal like you are right now. So keep being you, keep feeling great, keep doing whatever it is that allows you to feel refreshed in your space. But I would just take this coming out as, yeah, that's great. You're on top, but don't make people feel less than you because they may not share that with you at this time. All right, Sag, what I'm going to do is pause the camera, move some things around, and we are going to move into the second part of the reading. All right, Sagittarius, what I did was just move the cards out of our way, and I've grabbed another deck. I've left them out so I can reference them as needed throughout this portion of the reading. And in this portion of the reading, we're going to start with cards for a challenge that you may be faced with this month. Ace of Swords, again, sword energy. This is our third sword card. We had the page and the 5 come out above. So when I was talking about being impatient or being quick, this is a challenge of getting really quick, clear. This is what I have to do. This is what I have to say. That may just not happen this month. This is coming out as a challenge for you for a reason. For some reason, I keep thinking instant gratification, even though these are sword cards, and I would typically put that in a material world with like the earth cards, that energy in general. But for some reason, I feel like there's this rushing, this gotta make things happen right now. I have to know right now. It's like an urgency. What I see playing with those cards. And I just feel like there's more to see. This Seek Beauty and the High Priestess, there's more to know. I don't feel that you may be ready to make those quick decisions. I feel that maybe you need to ask yourself why it feels so urgent, why you want to move it along so fast, why you're unwilling to be patient. Let's pull a strength card for you this month, a strength of yours you may need to. I think a lot of you Sagittarius are good at going with the flow. Good at trusting, good at starting the cycle over again. Okay, that thing's done. Let's do something new. And I'm going to go into it with this renewed, excited energy. I feel like you all are good at that. You all are able to just like, yep, that's done. Got to make a choice and we're just going to go do this thing. And we might be a fool and it might not work out, and that's okay. I just feel like you all are much more capable of flowing with that kind of energy than I am. I like rules and guidelines and, I don't know, I just do. And, I get uncomfortable when I don't feel like I'm in control of myself. And, you all are so good at being able to like roll with the punches and trust that everything's going to be all right. And I work on that part of myself a lot, and I'm envious of it in a way. So you do have that ability to be like, okay, I can't do that right now, or I'm just going to trust that it's going to be okay. And I'm going to trust that things are going to work out in the time and in the fashion that they need to. I don't have to do this right this second. I can slow down a little bit. I can get renewed with this renewal card coming out here. I can allow for a renewal of myself. I can get more in tune with who I am, what I know, how I feel, what I want to connect to, where I want to be. All of these things. Let's pump your brakes a little bit is really what I'm getting from this, and be more willing to trust the universe and trust that, you know what? This may not be the right time, and it'll come when it's supposed to come, and I just have to keep focused on me being okay. Let's pull a card for your need to know. Apparently you need to know a lot of stuff. We have the High Priestess again, with 2 other major arcanas and a court card. Oh, you got some heavy duty energies flowing through this month here. Try to get everything where it can be seen. This dude's definitely going with the flow. We got a fish in a cup. It's this card. These are both page cards. This one's analytical and this one's more sensitive, you know, thoughts, feelings. Being a little silly sometimes. And being, you know, you have that. Sagittarius have that silly, sensitive, kind of playful energy, quite typically. We also have the Chariot here. And the Chariot is about movement, moving, making progression. This person can't just hop on there with 2. A lot of times in the cards, these are shown as 2 different animals. And expect all 3 of you to work together perfectly. To run this Chariot, it takes training. It takes trust. It takes these 2 animals not only listening to you, but having this willingness to work together, and what it takes for both of them to create this movement for you. So when you're thinking about moving forward and things you're trying to progress in, and the people that you have to work with or a part of your life, this card is always reminds me of how do you approach them. If you want, I always think of you get more bees with honey than vinegar. I don't know why that's a saying, but it does make sense. How are you working with these people? How are you treating these people, and what's your intent with them, and how are you all going to work together? The High Priestess again coming out. Take time to listen to your intuition. Take time. These are shown very differently, but very similarly at the same time. The pillars are both shown. The moon is both shown in different ways. She's veiled here, which is a lot of that internal intuition, that subconscious level that comes with these cards. So, I'd be very mindful of that energy this month. Listen to it. Make it a part of your life if you can, and see the beauty inside yourself and how amazing when we get into a place where we can feel really connected to ourselves, how much more clear life can be. And then we have the Strength card over here. And the Strength card, pulling on those inner reserves and holding on to your confidence and your self-worth, and trusting yourself, trusting your abilities, trusting that you can be the leader that you may need to be, or you may, however in your life where you need to stand up and be proud and be confident and hold fast against something or for something. This is a lot of heavy duty energy coming out in your need to know. And I think with them all combined together, there's this overall feeling of seeing your own self-worth and becoming more confident with your own abilities, and more confident in trusting yourself and being sensitive to yourself. Try to make room for all these up here. That might hang off a little bit, but that's okay. We're We're going to end with some need to know cards. So what do you need to know this month? Or no, suggestions. Those were the need to know. What's your suggestions for the month? And that's the wrong deck. Really making a mess of myself here today. The Tower. This may seem like a really odd card to come out in a suggestion area, but again, it's all about your perspective. The Tower is a card of kind of destruction. This tower is getting torn down. However, just like if you purchased a 200-year-old home with the intent of making it wonderful again, you know that you're going to have to tear it down to its guts probably and update it and deal with all the little things that have happened to that home for the last 200 years to make it what you want it to be, to make it great again. I always see this card as an opportunity. This is, yes, things may not go how you want and they might be a bit of a mess. But when everything's said and done, you then have the ability to recreate whatever it is you want. Okay, so this has been deconstructed now. Now how am I going to put it back together the way I want it to be, the way that feels good to me? And we go through this process over and over and over in our lives. And this card actually comes next in the deck. The Star card follows the Tower. So that renewal I was talking about, when things sometimes don't feel good or they kind of fall apart. And then we're like, okay, that's all done. Now I get to be in this space of renewal and I get to create what I want from here. And I'm going to face the world with a fresh face and knowing that I got through that. And now what? So even though this can be seen as a negative card, I feel it coming out in your suggestion area is make things crumble if you have to. Tear shit down to the rafters. And mindfully and purposefully recreate it in the image of what you want. Recreate your life with how you want it to be, with who you want it to be with, and have a very crystal clear idea of who you are and what you want your life to be, and listen to your intuition and listen to what feels good, and, you know, be strong and purposeful. If this guy doesn't have a plan, he can't tell these guys where to go, right? You know, being very purposeful moving forward. So yeah, if things fall apart a little bit, I hope that this month that you're able to see the beauty in it. You're able to see the beauty in the chaos and know that any uncomfortable time that we may come across opens so much opportunity for growth and expansion and something better yet to come.